Cobra Kai is an American martial arts comedy drama television series and a sequel to the original The Karate Kid films by Robert Mark Kamen. The series was created by Josh Heald, John Hurwitz, and Hayden Schlossberg, and is distributed by Sony Pictures Television. The series was released on YouTube Red/YouTube Premium for the first 2 seasons, before moving to Netflix starting with the third. The series stars Ralph Macchio and William Zabka, who reprise their roles as Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence from the 1984 film The Karate Kid and its sequels, The Karate Kid Part 2 and The Karate Kid Part 3. The first season launched on YouTube Red on May 2, 2018, with the second season following on April 24, 2019. After production of Season 3 was completed, YouTube decided to stop producing scripted original programming, leaving the show without a home. Netflix acquired the series in June 2020, and therefore, began releasing new seasons on their platform. The third season was released on January 1, 2021. Netflix renewed the series for a fourth season, which was released on December 31, 2021 and a fifth, which was released on September 9, 2022. Cobra Kai begins in the fall of 2017, and re-examines the Miyagi-verse narrative from Johnny's point of view, beginning with his decision to reopen the Cobra Kai Karate Dojo, and the rekindling of his old rivalry with Daniel. Cobra Kai also stars Courtney Hengeler, Colo Mariduena, Tanner Buchanan, Mary Mauser, Jacob Bertrand, Johnny DeCenzo, Peyton List, Vanessa Rubio, and Dallas Dupree Young, with Martin Kove and Thomas Ian Griffith also reprising their roles from the films. The series attained high viewership on both YouTube and Netflix, and has received critical acclaim for its writing, performances, action sequences, humor, character development, and homage to the previous films. It has received numerous awards and nominations, with the third season being nominated for Outstanding Comedy Series at the 73rd Primetime Emmy Awards. Summary: over 3 decades after being defeated by Daniel LaRusso in the 1984 All-Valley Karate Tournament in The Karate Kid, Johnny Lawrence, now in his 50s, works as a part-time handyman and lives in an apartment in Reseda, Los Angeles, having fallen far from the wealthy lifestyle in Encino that he had been accustomed to growing up, due to suffering from depression and alcoholism after being traumatized by John Kreese's assault against him in The Karate Kid Part 2. He has an estranged son named Robbie from a previous relationship, whom he has abandoned. During the 2017 to 2018 school year, the first season follows a down-and-out Johnny Lawrence who now lives in a small apartment in Reseda, and works odd jobs. He eventually uses karate to defend his new teenage neighbor Miguel Diaz from a group of bullies, and finally agrees to train Miguel in karate. This decision also leads Johnny to resurrect Cobra Kai Karate Dojo as a chance to recapture his past. However, this act reawakens his rivalry with Daniel, who was a 2-time All-Valley champion and is now the owner of a highly successful car dealership chain, is married to CEO owner Amanda, and has 2 children, Samantha and Anthony. Daniel is finally living the wealthy lifestyle he envied as a kid when he lived in Reseda. However, after his friend and mentor Mr. Miyagi died, Daniel's struggle to meaningfully connect with his children has disrupted the balance in his life. Meanwhile, Johnny's dojo attracts a group of bullied social outcasts who find camaraderie and self-confidence under his tutelage, a marked contrast to the kind of students Johnny and his friends were when training in the original Cobra Kai run by Kreese. Johnny develops a bond with Miguel in a manner that resembles the relationship between Daniel and Mr. Miyagi. Cobra Kai's philosophy, however, remains mostly unchanged, though Johnny tries to infuse it with more honor than Kreese did. On the other hand, Robbie gets a job at Daniel's car dealership to get back at Johnny for abandoning him. Later, he develops a rivalry with Miguel reminiscent of the rivalry between Daniel and Johnny, and on May 19, he coaches Miguel towards a win at the 2018 All-Valley Karate Tournament. The second season takes place during the summer of 2018, following Cobra Kai's victory at the 2018 All-Valley Karate Tournament. Kreese returns, and his efforts to restore the dojo to its former glory begin to interfere with Johnny's attempts to reform it. Meanwhile, Daniel reopens the Miyagi-Do dojo with Robbie and Sam as his students in response to Cobra Kai's success, sparking a massive rivalry between the two dojos. Johnny also briefly reunites with original Cobra Kai members, Tommy, Bobby, and Jimmy. After a brutal school brawl on the first day of school at the end of Season 2, Johnny is kicked out of the Cobra Kai dojo by Kreese, and agrees to partner with Daniel to bring down the dojo. The third season takes place during the fall of 2018, and showcases the return of characters such as Ali, Chosen, and Kumiko. Next, the fourth season follows in the winter of 2019, and revolves around their decision to finish off Kreese once and for all by preparing for the next All-Valley Karate Tournament. However, things are complicated when Kreese brings in Terry Silver, his old partner and friend from the Karate Kid Part 3, who proves to be a more dangerous and insidious enemy than Kreese himself. The fifth season continues in 2019, and showcases Daniel and Johnny's efforts to bring down Cobra Kai, which is now run by Silver following a cheated victory at the 2019 All-Valley Karate Tournament and Kreese being arrested after Silver frames him for attempted murder. Daniel also brings in his former rivals Chosen and Mike Barnes for help. Jessica Andrews also returns as Amanda's cousin. Cast and characters. Main cast. Supporting cast. Archival footage. The following characters only appear via archival footage from the film series. Pat Morita as Mr. Miyagi. Danny Kamakona as Sato Taguchi. Nobu McCarthy as Yuki. Chad McQueen as Dutch. Israel Werby as Freddy Fernandez. Jonathan Avildsen as Snake. Christopher Paul Ford as Dennis. Episodes. Production. The thematic genesis for Cobra Kai began with a few works of pop culture. First, the 2007 music video for the song Sweep the Leg by No More Kings stars William Zabka as a caricature of himself as Johnny, and features references to the Karate Kid, including cameo appearances by Zabka's former Karate Kid CO stars. In a 2010 interview, Zabka jokingly discussed this video in the context of his vision that Johnny was the true hero of the film. Next in June 2010, Macchio appeared in Funny or Die's online short, Wax On, F***ck Off, in which his loved ones stage an intervention to turn the former child star from a well-adjusted family man into an addict besieged with tabloid scandal in order to help his career, with frequent references to the Karate Kid. A recurring joke in the sketch is that Macchio is confused for an adolescent. The short was lauded by TV Guide's Bruce Fretz, who referred to the video as side-splitting and comic gold. Finally, in 2013, Macchio and Zabka made guest appearances as themselves in the television sitcom How I Met Your Mother. In the episode, Macchio is invited to Barney Stinson's bachelor party, leading to Barney shouting that he hates Macchio and that Johnny was the real hero of the Karate Kid. Towards the end of the episode, a clown in the party wipes off his makeup and reveals himself as Zabka. This influenced the launch of Cobra Kai, which gives a balanced perspective for Johnny, Daniel, and other characters. Zabka continued to be a recurring character throughout the 9th season of the show. Development. Cobra Kai was greenlit on August 4, 2017, with 10 half-hour episodes, written and executive produced by Josh Heald, John Hurwitz, and Hayden Schlossberg. Although the series received offers from Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, and AMC, it ultimately ended up on the subscription service YouTube Red. The trio was joined by executive producers James Lasseter and Caleb Pinkett of Overbrook Entertainment in association with Sony Pictures Television. YouTube Premium released the first season on May 2, 2018, and the second season on April 24, 2019. The creators of the series explored moving to another platform ahead of the Season 2 premiere, but the deal did not go through. The third season was produced for YouTube and was initially set for a 2020 release. However, on May 28, 2020, Deadline Hollywood announced that the series would be leaving YouTube and moving to another streaming platform, ahead of its third season premiere. As YouTube was not interested in renewing the series for a fourth season, the producers wanted to find a streaming venue that would leave that option open. On June 22, 2020, it was announced that the show would be moving to Netflix, taking the third season with them. Netflix released the first two seasons from YouTube on August 28, 2020, and the new third season on January 1, 2021. On October 2, 2020, Netflix announced an early renewal for a fourth season, prior to Season 3 being released. As part of a video and letter to its shareholders in April 2021, Netflix's CEO, Chief Executive Officer and Chief Content Officer, Ted Sarandos, confirmed that the fourth season of Cobra Kai would appear sometime in Q4 2021. On August 27, 2021, ahead of the fourth season premiere, Netflix renewed the series for a fifth season, which premiered on September 9, 2022. Miyagi-verse. Casting. In Season 1, Ralph Macchio and William Zabka reprised their respective Karate Kid roles of Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence. Additional Karate Kid actors included Randy Heller, who reprised her role as Lucille LaRusso, and Martin Kove, who revived his role as John Kreese. The cast list for Season 1 was announced on October 24, 2017, and included Kolo Mariduena, Mary Mauser, Tanner Buchanan, and Courtney Hengeler. Ed Asner was cast in a guest role as Johnny's verbally abusive stepfather, Sid Weinberg. On December 19, 2017, Vanessa Rubio joined the cast as Miguel's mother. In Season 2, Ralph Macchio, William Zabka, Kolo Mariduena, Tanner Buchanan, Mary Mauser, and Courtney Hengeler all returned, with Jacob Bertrand, Johnny DiCenzo, and Martin Kove being promoted to series regulars and newcomers Paul Walter Hauser and Peyton List joining the cast. Actors from The Karate Kid, Rob Garrison, Ron Thomas, Tony O'Dell, and Randy Heller made guest appearances during this season. In Season 3, Ralph Macchio, William Zabka, Kolo Mariduena, Tanner Buchanan, Mary Mauser, and Courtney Hengeler all returned. Actors from The Karate Kid and The Karate Kid 2, Elizabeth Shue, Ron Thomas, Tamlin Tomita, Tracy Taguchi, and Yuji Okumoto all made guest appearances during this season. In Season 4, Vanessa Rubio and Peyton List were promoted to series regulars, while Dallas Dupree-Young and Una O'Brien were cast in recurring roles. In addition, Thomas Ian Griffith reprised his role as Terry Silver from The Karate Kid 3, and actors from The Karate Kid and The Karate Kid 2, Yuji Okumoto and Randy Heller, made guest appearances. In Season 5, Yuji Okumoto had a recurring role as Chosen Taguchi. In addition, Sean Cannon reprised his role as Mike Barnes and Robin Lively reprised her role as Jessica Andrews from The Karate Kid 3. Alicia Hanakim also joined the cast as Kim Da-Ian. Dallas Dupree-Young, who joined the show in Season 4 as Kenny Payne, was upgraded to a series regular. Filming. Principal photography for the first season began in October 2017 in Atlanta, Georgia. Filming took place at various locations throughout that month at places including Union City, Marietta, and the Briarcliff campus of Emory University. In November 2017, shooting moved to locales such as the North Atlanta Soccer Association Top Hat Fields in East Cobb. In December 2017, the production was working out of Marietta and Conyers. Various exterior shots were also filmed in parts of Los Angeles such as Tarzana and Encino. Exterior locations included Gulf End Stuff in Norwalk and the South Seas Apartments in Reseda, both of which were originally featured in the Karate Kid. Principal photography for the second season began in September 2018 in Atlanta, Georgia. In October 2018, production continued around Atlanta with shooting also occurring in Marietta. In November 2018, the series was filming in Union City. In December 2018, shooting transpired at the closed Rio Bravo Cantina restaurant in Atlanta. Principal photography for the fourth season began in February 2021 and ended in April 2021 in Atlanta, Georgia. Filming for the fifth season began in September 2021, and finished in December 2021. Release. Marketing. In January 2018, the series was promoted at the annual Television Critics Association's Winter Press Tour, where YouTube's global head of original content Suzanne Daniels described the show saying, "It is a half-an-hour format, but I would call it a dramedy. I think it leans into the tone of the movies in that there are dramatic moments throughout. I think it's very faithful really in some ways to what the movie said about doing, the lessons imparted in the movie if you will. It's next generation Karate Kid." The first trailer was released on February 15, 2018, the second on March 1, 2018, and the third a week later. The final official trailer was released on March 21, 2018, and included the announcement that the show would premiere on May 2, 2018. On April 17, 2019, YouTube Premium released a 6-minute commercial parodying ESPN's 30 for 30, featuring the main cast members and select ESPN personalities analyzing the 1984 match between Daniel and Johnny. It was nominated for a Clio Award. Premiere. The series held its world premiere on April 24, 2018, at the SVA Theater in New York City, New York, during the annual Tribeca Film Festival. Following the screening, a discussion was held with writers, directors, and executive producers Hayden Schlossberg, John Hurwitz, and Josh Heald, in addition to series stars and CO executive producers William Zabka and Ralph Macchio. On April 25, 2018, YouTube partnered with Fathom Events for special screenings of the first 2 episodes of the series at around 700 movie theaters across the United States. The event also included a screening of the original film. Reception. Critical response. All 5 seasons of Cobra Kai have received positive critical reviews. At the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, the entire series received a 95% approval rating. On Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, the series holds an average rating of 71 out of 100. The first season had a positive response from critics. At Rotten Tomatoes, it holds a 100% approval rating, with an average score of 7.5 out of 10 based on 49 reviews. The website's critical consensus reads, "Cobra Kai continues the Karate Kid franchise with a blend of pleasantly corny nostalgia and teen angst, elevated by a cast of well-written characters." Cobra Kai was 2018's best-reviewed TV drama on Rotten Tomatoes. Metacritic assigned the season a score of 72 out of 100 based on 11 critics, indicating generally favorable reviews. The second season had a positive response from critics. At the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, it holds a 90% approval rating with an average score of 7.4 out of 10, based on 31 reviews. Its critical consensus reads, "While Cobra Kai's subversive kick no longer carries the same gleeful impact of its inaugural season, its second round is still among the best around. No amount of midlife crisis and teenage ennui's ever gonna keep it down. Metacritic's weighted average assigned the second season a score of 66 out of 100, based on 7 critics, indicating generally favorable reviews. The third season of the series had a positive response from critics. At the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, it holds a 90% approval rating, with an average score of 8 out of 10 based on 51 reviews. The website's critical consensus reads, by pairing its emotional punches with stronger humor, Cobra Kai's third season finds itself in fine fighting form. On Metacritic, with its weighted average, assigned a score of 72 out of 100, based on 15 critics, indicating generally favorable reviews. The fourth season had a positive response from critics. It received a 95% Rotten Tomatoes approval rating, with an average score of 7.9 out of 10 based on 37 reviews. The website's critical consensus reads, Cobra Kai still delights in a fourth season that mines great fun from shifting alliances, chiefly the uneasy truce between Johnny Lawrence and Daniel LaRusso. Metacritic's weighted average assigned the fourth season a score of 70 out of 100, based on 8 critics, indicating generally favorable reviews. The fifth season has received a positive response from critics. It has received a Rotten Tomatoes approval rating of 100%, with an average rating of 8 out of 10 based on 33 reviews. The site's critical consensus reads, deftly managing an expanded roster of punchy personalities, Cobra Kai graduates to a black belt proficiency in heartfelt melodrama and sly humor. On Metacritic, it has received a weighted score of 78 out of 100, based on 7 critics, indicating generally favorable reviews. Viewership. YouTube. Netflix. Awards and nominations. Home media. During the show's time on YouTube Red, it was announced that Cobra Kai would not be released on DVD. However, once the show made its move to Netflix, Sony Pictures released the first and second seasons in a collector's edition DVD set on November 24, 2020 in the United States. On January 11, 2022, Sony Pictures released the third season on DVD in the United States. On September 13, 2022, Sony Pictures released the fourth season on DVD in the United States. Key. Available only on DVD. Available only on Blu-ray. Available on both DVD and Blu-ray. Soundtracks. I Cobra Kai, Wax Off EP/I. None. Track listing.